I just realized that I should have looked ahead on the schedule, because normally if there's a game on Monday, I'll announce it with the weekend games, because I usually don't know what time I'll be able to finish this and get it uploaded by. And so right now, as of recording this, we're like an hour away from game time, so by the time this gets uploaded, it'll be at least halftime. So I'm sorry about that if you end up missing it. The two undefeated teams, potential finals preview, two MVP candidates going head to head. I should have mentioned that, but it's so rare that the league plays games on Monday. I don't know why. They'll only, like last year, they only played 2 Monday games like all season, and those were both holidays, I think, which I didn't even know that this was a holiday. I really didn't, not until yesterday. So, sorry about that. And I'll have to do that recap on Friday's video, because obviously they haven't even started playing it yet, so how am I supposed to put it in this one? You know what? I'm only human. We all make mistakes. Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, and this is the latest edition of WNBA Weekly. On Friday, Chiney led the team with 18 points as the Sun get their first win of the season. And Bria Hartley for Washington, she got the first start of her career, led the team with 15 points and 5 assists as Washington gets their first win of the season. The Tulsa Shock made their home debut. All 5 of their starters and 2 of their bench players all scored in double figures. Skylar led the way with 21 points, Courtney Paris had a double-double, but it just wasn't enough to overcome another monster game for Maya Moore, 38 points, 13 rebounds. Minnesota Lynx remain undefeated. Becky Hammon played her first game of the season, and despite Turasi having 21 points and 1 assist short of a double-double, the Stars managed to hold on for a win thanks largely to D-Rob, who almost had a triple-double, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Then on Saturday, Sue Bird led the team with 16 points and 5 assists as Seattle finally gets their first win of the season. And meanwhile, the Mystics, they're winless with Bria Hartley on the bench, undefeated with her in the starting lineup. Just think about that. On Saturday, the 2 top teams in the Eastern Conference played it out, but not really, because Angel McCoughtry sat out with a sore shoulder, and it was a blowout in the Sky's favor. Despite the fact that D'Souza had a double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds, Sonny Schimmel got the start, and she nearly had a double-double, 17 points, 8 assists. But Della Don had 27 points, Vandersloot had a double-double, 10 points, 11 assists, and the Sky just dominated. And then in the last game, Tina Charles had a double-double, but it wasn't enough to overcome another 30-point night for Maya Moore, who sets the WNBA record for 4 consecutive games with 30 or more points. And she, Augustus, and Whalen combined for 69 of the team's total points. Then on Sunday, Candace Parker, she put on an MVP performance. She led the Sparks with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. She was the leader in every category except rebound. Nneka led the team with 9 rebounds. And the Sparks, they played good defense. They easily handled the Stars. And then the other game, Angel McCoughtry, she returned, and she led the team with 19 points. Schimmel led the team with 8 assists. She's averaging 9 assists a game right now. And then Little and D'Souza, they were both close to double-doubles. D'Souza was 1 rebound short, Little was 2. And the Fever, they had 5 players in double figures, and Lana Larkin, she had a huge game with 13 points, and she led the team with 22 rebounds and 6 steals. And the Fever were able to get a good win in overtime. So those are the big storylines from the weekend's action. Let's take a quick look at the standings. So there's only 3 games being played this week. There's a game a day, so if you get the chance, check that out. You can watch every single game on WNBA Live Access if you don't have that already. Otherwise, just check your local listings. On Tuesday, you've got Seattle at New York. That game begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New York looks like the better team right now. I mean, Both of these teams are kind of struggling to win games, but New York is losing by small point margins against pretty damn good teams. Then on Wednesday, you've got Tulsa at San Antonio. Tulsa opened the season in San Antonio, and it was a 4-point loss. And right now, and that was without Becky Hammon, and having her back makes any roster better. Tulsa right now, the only winless team in the league, sitting at 0-2. But they've been playing well. There've been some tough losses, and I think they're going to give every team in the league fits. They just need to figure out a way to close games better. Then on Thursday, you've got Connecticut at Indiana. Some of the rookie draft picks, Chiney versus Natasha Howard. That'll be fun. Both of these teams right now are under 500. They're out of the playoffs. They're in the draft lottery at this moment. Well, that's all the games being played this week. Tune in on Friday. I'll upload another video where I talk about the weekend, what's going to happen then. And also, I wanted to take a quick time to talk to you about the fan awards. For those of you who are new to this channel, I like to do fan awards. I don't always do them, but last year I did MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, there are a lot of different awards I'd like to give out. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. They don't really do that much in basketball, just because most of the time they just give MVP to the best offensive player, which is kind of bullshit. I think it should be more of your all-around game, not just who scores the most points. I'd also like to do like Comeback Player of the Year, Sixth Woman of the Year, Most Improved. I mean, I've already got people that I'm thinking about for some of these categories. Right now, Skylar is looking like the most improved player. You know, from year 1 to year 2, she's shown immense growth, because in year 1, she almost looked like a bust. And now here in year 2, even though they're starting 0-2, she's playing really great. She's had a few great performances, and you know, they're in the fight every game. The leading MVP candidate right now is Maya Moore, but you still got Elena Delle Donne, Candace Parker, Tina Charles. There's a lot of great playmakers out there who are doing a lot of great work. Right now I've got Sony Schimmel as my favorite Rookie of the Year. She's averaging 9 assists through 4 games. The only other two that are really on my radar right now are Chiney and Natasha Howard. They're both doing a great job being leaders for their teams, albeit sub 500 teams, but hey, they got a lot on their plates. Also, like I said before, Bria Hartley. The Mystics are undefeated with her in the starting lineup. So yeah, I know there aren't a ton of people watching my videos, but I'd love to hear your opinions on how well these girls are playing, and who do you think should deserve this and why. I mean, it doesn't really matter now. I'm not going to start seriously considering the awards until after the All-Star break, but it's something we can still pay a little bit of attention to for the early going. Well, anyways, that's it for this edition of WNBA Weekly. This has been The Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle, and I hope you have a good week. Happy Memorial Day. I'll see you on Friday.